Welcome to the second review video, and again, success criteria for this is meaning just this is what you need to know for the test. So it's learning set 2, lessons 5 through 8 in the Year Science 2 book, and this is our second video. So this video deals with one topic and one topic only, and that topic being drawing in isobars. So I'm going to get a pen. We're going to go in green today. So here it says, the following diagram shows a series of plotted pressure values. Complete the diagram by drawing isobars at intervals of 4 millibars, including 992, 996, 1000, 1004, 1008. So this is a little bit different than what you did in class, because in class you basically connected the dots. It's not as simple here. So for example, here's my 1008. So I'm just going to draw this in here. I'm making sure that the dot is on the isobar. So everything inside it should be higher. So when I look at my 1004, I don't have any 1004s on here, but I see 1003, a 3, a 5, 5, 3. So what I have to do is I have to split those. And I'm going to come down here, I'm going to go between 1003 and 1005, and because there's 1003 here, I'm going to go to the side. So everything inside here should be greater than 1004. Everything inside here should be greater than 1008. So I've done these two. Now my 1000, I do have one, but again, I'm going to have to split these. So 1000 is between 1001 and 998. I'm going to come around here, get my 1000, and I'm just going to come through here. So this is my 1000 millibar. So everything inside here should be greater than 1000, but less than 1004. So my 996, a little bit trickier. I see one here. So everything on one side should be greater than 996. Everything on the other side should be less than. So I'm going to draw it about like that. I'm going to put in 996. And my 992, it will be like this. It's going to be 992, and everything inside here should be less than 992. So if I had to put in my high and my low, which you're going to have to do on a test, this would be my low. And again, all we're doing on these is we're drawing in generic highs and lows. This is where you have the lowest spot in the map. This is where you have the highest. When you actually get into meteorology, and if you were to study meteorology, you know that highs and lows are determined slightly different. They actually look at the millibar level. So they don't simply look at here's the lowest and here's the highest, and that's why they label it the highs and lows. That's why in a map sometimes you'll see multiple lows, multiple highs. Now in general, wind will blow from or go from your highs to your lows. And in general, if you would have to draw them where there's rain, there's going to be rain over the lows. So here was the answer key for that. So let's take a look at it. It looks like we did a pretty good job of drawing in the millibars. So let's look at another sample right here. So this one's going to be similar to what you did in class. So I'm going to look at here, and I'm just going to pick one, and I'm going to pick the 20s. So I'm going to come around here, come around, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to avoid really sharp turns with this, where it's more gentle. And I'm just coming through and I'm connecting to 20s. And I might say, why are these in 20s and 30s, and why were the other ones in 1000s? Well, these are in inches of mercury. I'm going to pick another one. Here's my 5s. It's right there. Here's my 10s. And this is one of those where I'm going to come around, I'm going to swing back around, and I'm going to get these. I suppose technically this one should have gone right through the 5. My 40s, it's going to come through here. And I could come around here. I could stop there as well, because we went it down into Mexico, and I'm not sure exactly what data is there. But seeing this is just a simulation, there's my 50s. Now, when I look over here, it gets a little confusing because I got my 30s. So my 30s is not, I'm going to take that line out right there. So notice it starts to come back. I was going to draw my 30s, which means it would be dropping, but that's not right. So when I'm looking at it, here's my 30s. I've got 50s. My 50 is going to come through here. My 60 is going to come through here. And my 70 is actually going to form a large circle here. So if I was drawing in my highs, I'd have a high here. You got your 30s over here, and the 40s could have come through here as well. so it probably wasn't there. Here would be my low spot. You probably have another high here. You know, you could have another low here. So again, in general, wind's going to be blowing from your highs to your lows. Now you notice where these lines are really close together, the wind's going to be blowing harder than where you are over here where the lines are further apart. And in general, you're going to have your rain over where you have your lows. So when you do this on a test, again, it's going to be similar to this where you're going to be, it's not going to be as complicated as the one you did prior, where you're going to have to guesstimate. But here it's more like, the test is more like this, where you're going to have to put in all your 20s, your 40s, where you're going to connect those. There was a little bit with the 50s where I had to infer that it came through here. So you still have your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, your 70s. So let's look at the enter key and see how we did. Looked pretty good. So you see how they stopped the 40 right there, 50, 60. They actually drew in the 30 millibars between the 20. So what they did was they didn't connect this. They just drew that right in here, which again could be the case. So if you have any questions on how to draw on these, make sure you ask in class before the test.